Hello, Marina Viotti. Congratulations. You're up to the final here in Lisbon. This is surely not your first time in Lisbon, but this is a new experience. Tell us about it.
Yes, it's my first time in Operalia, but my second time in Lisbon. I really couldn't believe what happened right now. And it's really nice that this competition happens in Lisbon, because when we have some free time, we can enjoy the beautiful city. Unfortunately, we don't have much of free time, but I'm really thrilled and honored to be here and to be into the final. This is such a big emotion and pleasure and happiness in my heart right now, and it's an experience that was different from the other competitions I did, because of course you have a bit more pressure because there's a lot of medias involved, and you know it's a big step for your career. So, and the jury only directors of operas almost, and you know that if you do something good, you could have a job later, but if not, then it's also very bad. So it was a lot of pressure, and at the same time a fantastic adventure for the human side, because everybody here is really nice, kind and positive, and the colleagues also super good atmosphere. And also musically, I learned a lot. To sing in another theater and in front of a new audience, it's always something exciting. And about ourselves, we learn a lot also, if we did the right choice for the arias, if we gave what we wanted to give, and in what conditions we are, and yeah, it's always learning, and always for me a good step for my career and personally also.
You come from a musical family. We know Lorenzo Viotti, who was appointed the conductor for the Gulbenkian Orchestra, and you are from this musical family. And how did you choose the voice? How did it happen to you?
Yeah, I have this big luck to be surrounded by musicians in my family. I chose to be a singer when I was actually a very little kid, because my father was a conductor and he always would take us with him. So I saw operas my whole life, and I dreamt of being like those singers, always with beautiful dresses, crazy makeup, a wig, and I was like, this is amazing, you are paid to be always someone different, to be a princess or a witch. And as a kid, it makes you dream, and I kept this dream. And then, for some times, I didn't want to do like everyone in my family. I tried other things. I did philosophy, literature, and I sang in a metal band. I tried other styles of music, and then I came back to my first passion, which was opera. And it's also this today, to be here in a final of such a big competition, shows me that it was the right choice, and I belong here too. And it's not always easy to have this name to carry, and everybody should be proud of this name, so it's always a big stress. And my brother is so amazing, and all my family, and now I'm really, really happy, and it's a big emotion to know that I belong here too, and all this legacy that I had as a kid, all those operas I heard, enriched me and made me who I am now, also artistically. So I can give that now, and it's a big joy.
It's very funny because in this Operalia competition, all of the contestants made a small video about themselves, and you were like about lots of energy and lots of sports. And when we see your profiles in social media, you say a lot about sports and your hobbies. How do you balance it all? How do you have either the energy or the time to do it all?
So the sports is a big part of my life, and my whole family also. So the video, I involved my family in it because it's my big rock, you know, my basics is my family. And sports, I think, is our days for singers so important, because on stage we are asked to do crazy things sometimes, more and more, and moving a lot, and some acrobatic stuff also. And we have to keep fit and healthy. And we use our body like a sportsman. All the time I hear it when I go to the osteopath, because we also injure ourselves. And so for me, it's also a lot of energy. I am like this, I'm a bit a hyperactive person. So when, you know, in the opera, you always have to control your emotions, and it's good sometimes to let them free. So for me, it's a balance to find, it's true, because if I do too much sport, then I'm too tired. So I think every 2 days I do a sport. It's called padel. It's a a Spanish sport actually. It's a mix of tennis and squash, and it's good because you are outside in the fresh air. And yeah, I have to stay fit because for singing it helps, especially for Rossini, which is a lot of coloratura and excitement, and you have to have this energy inside of you. So yeah, I hope I balance it well. Sometimes I don't, and if I don't do it for 1 week, I feel like nervous and I need to express it somehow.
It's funny because when we think about opera singers, we think more and more, and if we think also about Plácido Domingo, he's the theater, the dramatic part. So to be an opera singer is not just only to have a super voice and technique, voice technique, but also all the theater part. How do you develop that? How do you have acting classes? How do you do it?
It's true that it's not only the voice and the technique, it's especially, I believe that it's very important to have your personality and your artistic way on stage, because it's theater, as you say. And I was very lucky because in Switzerland, where I did my studies of singing, we had 6 hours per week of drama classes, theater, body expression, body language. And in the beginning you think, I don't really need, but then you realize how much it's useful to know how to balance a stage, how to put yourself not to be on the way of others, on the lights. It's really, I think it's 50% of our job. If you want to be an opera singer, at least 50%. And then to try to stay natural, but also to play a character. It's not so easy, and I still am in a learning process.
What was the repertoire you brought to Operalia?
I think that was the trickiest thing to choose, because you have to know that you sing in front of theaters, directors, and so you have to be very coherent. And sometimes I did other competitions when I didn't choose well because I wanted to show many things of my personality, of my voice, and I was told that it's too early to sing, for instance, Dalila, and so I decided for this one to be very focused on what I do best at this moment, which is Rossini and Mozart, because it keeps my voice young and flexible, and it's also my character, my temper. I'm a joyful person, so I want to put that on stage. And I was like, I should put something more, because I also like lyric and give emotions. But I thought there will be others who are already on that stage, and for me it's too early to sing a Carmen or Dalila, even if I can sing an aria for the whole role. So I really thought it through, and Rossini was my main target because I would like to sing it as much as I can.
Can we say Carmen and Dalila to be your dream roles?
Yes, Charlotte, Carmen and Dalila are definitely my dream roles, but I know I have to wait if I want to do it as well as I want to. So it's a lot of patience. A lot of times I have to say no because sometimes I'm already asked to do it because I have black hair and I can be a Carmen physically. But and I know I will love. It's my language. It's French. I can express many things, but I have to be patient. And my agent is agreeing on that. And so I stick to Mozart, Handel, maybe Bellini maximum at that moment.
And what advice could you give to someone who is thinking about applying to Operalia one of these days, and about all the things you have learned doing different competitions of the pressure and the psychological? What advice could you give to someone?
First, to really choose well the repertoire, because that makes the whole difference. For instance, only choose an area that you know in every condition of stress, or if you are a bit sick, or if you are a bit tired, you will sing well. Because if it's something new, or you are not sure of those little things, if you're sick or if you stress, that's it. It will break, it will make you nervous, and there is already so much pressure, you can't afford that. So that would be my first advice. And also to try to only do that, because this week I am also in another production at the same time, so I had to do travels. So every time in between rounds I went back to Strasbourg, which was 10 hours travel. So I was not rested at all. It was really risky, it was a lot of stress, and well, fortunately it didn't really impact my performance, but I thought, Marina, if there would be another time, you just do this, like for the whole week, you only do Operalia. So be very available and free for that. And the third thing is to be ready, like not to do it too young, I think, to be ready in your head and also to know who you are and what you want to show and what you want to give. And this is, I think, coming with time a bit. Because I did competitions when I was a bit younger and it was a bit too early and it's never a really nice experience. You get disappointed on yourself, and it's better to do it when you are really ready and you know that in any conditions you can do at least 80% of what you could give.
Great advice. Thank you, Marina Viotti.
Thank you very much.